crafters, welcome back to my channel, and I'm going to get going on the rest of this tutorial for this book. This is going to be a short video tonight because, well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever listened to a crafter on YouTube and part of their YouTube video is gone or is missing, and they say they don't know, they just lost it? Well, I always thought, like, well, how could you lose that video? How could that not work? Well, you know, it's funny. God teaches you lessons in different ways. So I lost the whole first section of my first page for this book. And the reason why is because I deleted it by mistake because I was trying to free up some space on my phone, and I thought I had uploaded it to the cloud. So I'm going to go through with you the first page so that you can see what I've got for the first page, and then the next ones will be more of a tutorial. But let's take a look at what the first page looks like, and I can give you some measurements and some information on that. So starting off with the pages themselves are 8.5 by 6 3/8, or 6.5. It really doesn't matter that much. So on this front page, I just did some border strips along here, part of the paper, and then took one of the brown or tan floral papers, are not really floral, it's more leaves. And then on here, I took one of the cutouts or cut-aparts and put that on this, and I made this into a small little book that's attached to the front of the page. And so here I did some photo mats, and I did another cut-apart here, and of course another cut-apart on here. And this would be a great place for you to do some note-taking about your adventures or about the pictures or just some different information. I'm also going to be putting into this part of the page, I will put something in there, an insert, and for other pictures to go on there. But then on the back of page 1, what I ended up doing was I covered the whole page with not a solid, but a patterned piece of paper, and then I cut out these stamps and I glued them down to a piece of the black cardstock, and then I took this part or section of the paper and made that into a pocket. And in the pocket there is quite a bit of room, but it's not overly large, but I always like to make my pockets with some kind of movement to them. And I'm going to use this G45 tag, but I'm going to wait to see what and how much paper I have left before I cover those. I may need to use some scraps at the end. But on this page, I also made a flap on here. So this is a flap page, and it opens up to look like this. And I added black and kind of a cream tone paper with a cut apart in the middle. So, and all of this is left open in order to be able to put pictures underneath there. One of the things that I did do is I double layered this. I added some of the cardstock underneath that in the tan, and I just thought it looked better than putting the black and cream on top of black cardstock. And then over here I took one of the cut aparts and I made a flip up, and you can see that this is one of the tan paper again, and I used some of the pattern paper through here. On this part of the pocket I made you know, with flaps along the sides and the edges, and then I cut this out across with one of my paper punches, and then I took part of this the stamps paper and I covered that over with that. So I also will be putting some tags and some oh my gosh, photo mats in here, and I'm going to wait to see what else I have to put in here, whether I put something else on here or I add some additional details on this page with pictures in it. Same thing on this flap. If I'm using just these tags, I might end up putting some kind of banner or word up there or down here. But this is also the first page, so this is really page 1 and page 2. And there's our, or we can put that on the hinge for the book. So I apologize that I do not have an actual tutorial on this for you, but again, I deleted the video portion of it, so that's why I wanted to get this out here, tell you what I had done on page 1 so that you could get started. And just to note that this paper here is not underneath the edging or the border strips, because I have a little bit of black in between. So I basically just measured everything out so that it matched the border strips, put the border strips on first, then I put this paper down, and then I put this down. So that's basically what I've got for page 1. The page 2, page insert, there's going to be 5 pages, and I will be talking about in the upcoming videos. Thank you so much for your patience and watching this video. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Otherwise, have an awesome night, and I will see you real soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Hi, crafters. Well, I'm back again. I just went over page 1, which is really page 1 and page 2. And because the video was so short, I really wanted to add in page 3, and I'm going to do a quick tutorial on what I did for page 3, which is 1, 2, and then 3. We're having 5 inset pages, so it actually will be 10 sides, and then a front cover and a back cover. So right now what we're going to do is page 3, and that is the front of page 2. So I've taken and cut out what I needed ahead of time. I took one of my tunnels and I just measured out the center, and then I put the lines on here that I needed. I'm going to erase this so it doesn't get in the way of my papers. And what we're going to be doing is putting 2 flaps on this page like this. And one other thing that I didn't say in my last tutorial, I have been using magnets to hold the pages down. I just prefer using magnets over ribbon. I sometimes use ribbon, or I use a different type of closure, but I really prefer magnets. So this 2 flaps need to be cut out, and they are 5.5 by 6.5. And then what you're going to do is score at 1/2 inch to make that flap. So again, 2 pieces at 5.5 by 6.5, and score at 1/2 inch on the 6.5 inch side. So 6.5 inches, and you're going to score 1/2 inch there. And you're going to do that on both of these. And then for the papers, for the front of those, I'm going to be using this paper and this paper. And these are going to be the pattern paper, and it's going to be cut at 5 7/8 by 5 3/8. And I also did take my ink and going around the outside of the pages ahead of time, so that none of the white is showing against the black. Then on the inside of those flaps, I'm going to put this cardstock in the inside, and the inside of that is 5 7/8 by 5 3/8. So you're going to need 2 of those as well. And then the main paper that's going on this page is this one that I took, and the measurements on that is 6 3/8 by 8 3/8. And again, I inked all around the sides of the paper so that there's no white showing. So let's get to putting this together and getting it all attached. Sometimes what happens when I'm doing pages is that I do the basic design of the page, and then I will add additional things, maybe a pocket or something in the end, or a different type of frame. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my pattern papers down and with my art glitter glue, and make sure that I'm going to actually do this side and make sure that that fits on the front of those. And I'm going to put my magnets, stubborn. I'm going to put my magnets on the top and underneath on the flaps. So I will also get those put in and ready to go. So actually, you know what? I'm changing my mind. Sorry about that. I'm actually going to go ahead and put these in because I think it'll make it a little bit easier when I put the magnets on. So let's do this first. I'm sorry for the confusion on that. So and just matching this up with my lines. This should match up very nicely then, so that both of the flaps come together right across from each other. So we should be very good. Oh my gosh. Heaven help me. I just need to turn this and maybe I can get it on a little bit straighter. There we go. I've never had so much problems putting a flap on before. I'm so sorry. Ah, well. When the video camera goes on, that's when all the fun begins. So, and of course I can't find my phone folder, the one I usually use, because I'm on camera. So we're going to take this one and put this down as well. And also you can miter these edges if you want to. I don't really think that I need to do that. I'm not very concerned about that with these pages because it's all going to be pretty square all the way around. All right, so what we're going to be doing is I'm going to put a magnet on here and the magnet on here, and then this will hold this down. So let's do that. Take that tag off, and there is some sticky on the back of here. So I'm going to put that right about there. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And what we want to do then is I'm going to take a small piece of paper. I'm going to put it over that for the, that way it'll make it easier for it to come off. Or I should say come apart. We've got that off, and then we'll just close up this page and lift that off, and we're all set. Awesome. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put our pattern papers down, and we're going to put this pattern paper on top and the other one underneath. So we will do that. Oh no, I was gonna, was I doing this? Yep. Yes. Sorry, I confused myself. And use the type of adhesive that works best for you. I find that Art Glitter Glue is a wonderful glue, that it holds the papers for a long time, and I have a little bit of time to move them to make sure they're fitting exactly how I would like them to fit on the flap. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to put this down on here since we have our magnets in and our flaps in. That way I can just see as we're building. This page will also afford the ability to put a lot of different photos and on this page from their trip or for the holidays, and I think that you then can put a 5x7 on there. You can put on different sized photo mats, whatever you would like to do, whether it's even a photo collage, that even works well too. So these papers are really busy, so one of the things that I'm trying to do is not to make things too flippity flappy all over the place so that it looks way too busy. I want more of the attention put on the photos and the other items that are in the mini album, and not all on too much flips and flaps because of the papers. So this will also give them an opportunity to either put photos on here, or this is a really great journaling spot. They can be written in there, or even they could put tickets or brochures on there, because this is going to be used from their trip from St. Thomas. Oh, and the surprise is that they got engaged while they were in St. Thomas. I know I said fiance because I knew it was going to be happening, but they actually made the leap, and she got her diamond ring, and they are all set. So very exciting. It was a good trip. They enjoyed it. They actually said that they enjoyed the island of St. John even more so than St. Thomas, but they both loved it and said that they definitely wanted to go back again. So if you are a traveling person, you should check out St. John's or St. Thomas and see what appeals to you. Lots of sun and fun they had. They did a lot. They did some snorkeling. They did a lot of hiking and just fun activities like that. Just all in a very relaxed atmosphere. So, and this page being that simple. We've got this on here, and I actually ended up doing these bigger leaves because I liked the bigger with this bigger and how this print was. I thought that it looked a little bit softer and not quite so busy. So I'm going to leave this page just as it is, and I will look at embellishing any and all of the pages when we get the other pages done, and especially like there may be something I want to cut out and add into here, whether it's a tag or tab. But we're going to leave this quite simply like this, and then it's going to be ready to go into our book this way. And I'm also going to have a card insert here where we can do photo opportunities on that page. So this is page 3 done. Next we are going to be going to page 4, and that should be coming up probably sometime this weekend. Thanks so much, crafters. I really am happy that you are enjoying this paper as much as I am, and I really look forward to your comments and suggestions, and I will talk with you soon. Thank you.